Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dalsan TV, Somalia's premier station for news and updates. And these are the top stories that made our headlines for the day. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud to spearhead security conference for Somalia in New York. Stalemate in Puntland as Parliament rules court verdict on term extension. Somalia steps up relief efforts for flood victims as death toll continues to climb. Federal government planning ministry bolsters cooperation with state ministers. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now let's delve into the full bulletin. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and a high-level delegation arrived in New York City on Monday evening. The team was warmly received by Ambassador Abukar Dahir Osman, Somalia's permanent representative to the United Nations. President Mohamud is expected to chair the Somali Security Conference, which is set to take place today. The conference will focus on formulating plans and measures to enhance peace, security and stability in Somalia.
Somalia President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud and a high-level delegation arrived in New York on Monday evening. The team was warmly received by Ambassador Abukar Dahir Osman, Somalia's permanent representative to the United Nations. President Mohamud is expected to chair the Somali Security Conference, which is slated to take place today. The conference will focus on formulating plans and measures to enhance peace, security and stability in Somalia. The conference will bring together representatives, security experts and diplomats from 26 countries, including the United Nations, the Arab League, the European Union, the African Union and other delegates. Critical issues that will also take center stage in the meeting include Somalia's Security Development Plan and international support for Somalia's security development. The takeover of security responsibilities from the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia by the Somali Security Forces by the end of 2024 is also expected to be addressed in the conference. The meeting provides a platform for the President to discuss the security and development progress made by Somalia over the years and seek international support to bolster the ongoing war against Al-Shabaab militant groups and relief aid for flood victims. Somalia has in the recent days scooped big in the regional and global stage, following the lifting of arms embargo imposed on Horn of Africa nation in 1992 by the United Nations and subsequent inclusion to the East Africa Community Bloc, which is pivotal to Somalia's economic and security trajectory.
The Constitutional Court's decision to extend its term by a year was rejected by the Puntland State Parliament as void, citing the court's violation of several legal provisions, including the right for a fair trial. Speaker of the Puntland Parliament, Abdirashid Jibril, claimed in a statement released on Monday that the court's decision did not follow the rules of due process, fair hearings and court procedures.
The Constitutional Court decision to extend its term by a year was rejected by the Puntland State Parliament as void, citing the court's violation of several legal provisions, including the right to fair trial. Speaker of the Puntland Parliament, Abdirashid Jibril, claimed in a statement released on Monday that the court's decision to follow the rules due process, fair hearings and court procedures. The ruling was made on Sunday. The Speaker pointed out since Parliament was neither served by the Attorney General nor involved in the proceedings, the hearing was held ex parte. Refer to Article 89 of the State Constitution, which says no decision can be made until all parties have a chance to voice their opinions. The Speaker effectively stated that the decision benefited the Attorney General and the executive branch alone. The Speaker also criticized the decision to take the case to trial, pointing out that it went against the rules governing out-of-court settlements through mediation and pointing out that the Ulbahante Community Committee had offered to settle the dispute after the House gave its approval. On Sunday, the Constitutional Court deemed the Puntland Parliament's decision to term its term by 1 year on December 7th unconstitutional and invalid. Consequently, the court ordered the election of a new parliament by the Constitution. New members of parliament will be elected early January, coinciding with the expiration of the president's term. Additionally, Puntland Assembly contend that the number of judges present did not meet the required minimum of 9, as stipulated by the rules of procedure. They are cited only 5 judges participated in the case and rendered a verdict. The Speaker's ruling is likely to ignite a fresh wave of disputes concerning elections in Puntland. Last week, President Abdullahi Deni yielded to pressure and abandoned his pursuit of one-person, one-vote electoral system. Instead, he endorsed a clan-based formula after months of dramatic posturing.
The Somali National Disaster Management Agency Deputy Commissioner Dr. Ahmed Adan chaired a special meeting on Sunday between the agency and the Somali National Institute of Health, led by the Director General of the Institute, Dr. Hussein Abukar Muhyiddin. Key discussions during the meeting centered on the humanitarian and health conditions amid the El Nino-induced floods and bolstering rescue efforts.
The Somali National Army Disaster Management Agency SODMA Deputy Commissioner Dr. Ahmed Adan chaired a special meeting on Sunday between the agency and the Somali National Institute of Health, led by the Director General of the Institute, Dr. Hussein Abukar Muhyiddin. Key discussions during the meeting centered on the humanitarian and health conditions amid El Nino-induced floods and bolstering rescue efforts. They also deliberate on how the parties could cooperate in responding to threats, rescuing vulnerable people, sharing medical forces, and strengthening bilateral cooperation. The officials underscored the need to strengthen the ongoing relief efforts for vulnerable Somali people who have been severely impacted by heavy rains, which rendered homes marooned and devastated livelihoods. Somalia is currently grappling with severe flooding that has affected several parts of the Horn of African nation, causing deaths of over 110 people and displacing more than 2 million people. The worst affected areas are in Jubaland and Hirshabelle states, following the overflow of the river Juba and Shabelle. Humanitarian agencies have reported stepping up relief supplies to thousands of Humanitarian agencies have reported stepping up relief supplies to thousands of flood victims despite financial and logistical challenges hampering evacuation and support.
The Director of Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Planning, Investment and Economic Development, Mohammed Noor, who is on a working visit to the Jubaland regional state, held a meeting with state officials from the regional state on Monday. The meeting, which took place in Kismayo town, focused on various issues including strengthening collaboration with the region's ministries and enhancing performance reporting.
The Director of Monitoring and Evaluation at the Ministry of Planning, Investment and Economic Development, Mohammed Noor, who is on a working visit to Jubaland regional state, held a meeting with state officials from the regional state on Monday. The meeting, which took place in Kismayo town, focused on various issues, including strengthening collaboration with the region's ministries and enhancing performance reporting. They also include broadly ways of uplifting and improving the skills and knowledge of the monitoring and evaluation officers in the regional state. Mr. Noor underscored the importance of closer cooperation among the state and federal government ministries in a bid to foster efficiency and render the requisite services to Somali people. He urged the officials to discharge their duties with diligence and without supervision. The Jubaland Ministry of officials extended gratitude to the visiting director for the meeting, which they said would help them enhance performance and serve the general public with utmost dignity, professionalism, and decorum. The Somali Ministry of Planning has recently been involved in training and workshop for its officials and others from diverse ministries drawn from both levels of government to hone their skills and capacity on critical aspects of their dockets, primarily on data collection analysis and visualization.
And finally, dear viewers, the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism held a farewell meeting with the outgoing Deputy Special Representative of the United Nations Security General Anita Kiki Beho in the capital Mogadishu on Monday. The minister commended the envoy for her excellent performance and efforts to advance collaboration between the United Nations and the Somali federal government, which has led to fruitful relations.
The Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism held a farewell meeting with the outgoing Deputy Special Representative of the United Nations Secretary General Anita Kiki Gebeho in the capital Mogadishu on Monday. Awais bade farewell to the outgoing UN Deputy Special Envoy, who has concluded her tour of duty in Somalia. During the meeting, they discussed various issues, including Somalia's political and security achievements and UN support for Somalia's efforts towards sustainable peace and development. The minister commended the envoy for her excellent performance in efforts to advance collaboration between the United Nations and the Somali federal government, which has led to fruitful relations. He wished the outgoing envoy success in her future endeavors. Ms. Gebeho, on her part, thanked the minister for the cordial reception and expressed appreciation for the unwavering support she has received from the Somali government during her tenure. She highlighted the remarkable progress and trajectory achieved by the Horn of Africa nation in recent years, including the lifting of the arms embargo, which she said would play a pivotal role in eradicating terrorism from the country. Anita, who has served since 2021 after presenting her credentials to former President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo, will now be heading to South Sudan as the new Deputy Special Representative in the United Nations Mission in South Sudan and Resident Coordinator. She succeeds Sarah Baysolo Nyantive of Liberia.
Dear viewers, that's all we have prepared for you today. Kindly stay connected to Dalsan TV's platforms and we wish you a lovely night.